Welcome to the very first installment of Slap Out After Hours. I'm your host, the Fight Analyst, and with me is my man, Power Slap's own Chris Debow. What's up, man? How's it going?
It's going great, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. We're done. We're fresh off episode 6, Road to the Title. Very interesting episode. I thought it was a lot of fun, a lot of action inside the house as well as inside the Apex. Let's just start off with that. Let's just start with the episode. What was your thoughts of the episode overall? And how do you think Garrett did, as well as the other competitors as well in the house?
Overall, I think I like the pacing of this episode a lot compared to the last one, just because we got a lot more of some stuff that was going on in the house as opposed to just back-to-back fights and then like, where's the rest of the episode?
Yeah, I like that. It gave some of the backstory, the fight that happened, that brawl that happened. That was
The piece was,
so that
yeah,
was bound to happen at some point. Someone was gonna get into a brawl. I know you guys had a lot of hotheads in the house. I know you guys are a lot of cool. You're cool with one another, but I could see that there was some animosity going on. And there was gonna be some type of brawl at some point, and it actually finally spilled over.
had to happen. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
I think everyone performed really well. The guys are dogs, man. Like the competition's just getting better and better, and the people that were getting in it are tougher and tougher. So you can expect fucking more wars like this as opposed to people just going out on the first lap.
right. And as the sport grows, I feel you're going to get a lot more competitive, fights in there. We're not going to see those one and
Clear,
done
yeah,
knockouts.
or just clear cut decisions even.
Yeah, because even that fight on there, right? I mean, if you take out the clubbing foul, it was a pretty close matchup. I mean,
When fights are one round away, it's like that's awesome to watch. Like you get to root for both sides because you don't know who's going to get it.
yeah, I mean, and it goes to the very last second. It could have gone either way if that clubbing foul obviously didn't happen, and then it could have came down to a last slap and someone gets TKO'd. We don't know. It was a good episode. I'm looking forward to the next episode next week coming out as well, and then Power Slap 6 February 9th, yeah, 9th Super Bowl
Yeah,
week. That's gonna be absolutely insane.
it's going to be awesome. There's so much hype built around that card already.
I know. I mean, like, is there any other than obviously the two coaches? Is there any other fights that are set in stone on that
Uh,
card?
I don't think so. Yeah, none that I've heard. Um, like I've heard some rumors, but like nothing is confirmed until they release it. So we'll see. But just based off of how the show went and how it's currently going, man, like it's set up to be the biggest and best one yet. I mean, it's not even going to be at the Apex this time. It's going to be at the Durango. It's going to be, and they're
Yeah.
selling live tickets. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, let's say you get on the card. How stoked are you going to be with like not an Apex crowd, right? Not a like exclusive crowd. Like we're talking like anybody can go in there, your friends, your family, they can fly out, they can see you. Like how would you feel going into that type of environment? Like it's going to be nuts.
Oh, dude, that would be. It's got to be a completely different feeling. Like not different because I mean, like it's performing in front of people, but like it is different, you know. Like you get to actually go out there and perform in front of everybody.
Right. And then, fans will be there, right? People will come up to you like, oh, you're one of the Power Slap dudes. Let me get your autograph. I mean, you might be like a legit celebrity if you're like whoever's on this card. You know what I mean? You guys are legit celebrities now.
Yeah.
How's that feel? I'm sure you've gotten some people,
Well,
out there that have
honestly,
seen you on the street, right?
it's been a couple, but like when I went, me and Klingbeil, we went to UFC Austin a month or two ago,
Okay.
and a couple random people, man, just stopping us, getting an autograph or getting a picture, and it was really cool.
Yeah, I'm sure because you're going from, not saying you're not nobody, but like, you go from just a regular average person to
Oh yeah,
now.
100%. Like I go from being a Door Dasher to being a Door Dasher who you might recognize.
I like that. You might see me at your door. You might see me on your TV. You never know.
Exactly.
But Anthony Blackburn came in. You can't wait to see what this year holds. I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am.
Dude, this year is the year of the slap. I'm calling it now.
Ooh, we got a special guest here, fellas. Ooh, look who it is, the King of Kings,
What's
right?
up?
I appreciate you joining us on our very first episode of Slap After Hours. You know, we were just watching the episode. I thought it was a great episode. Great fights.
Absolutely.
Controversy in the house. A brawl coming out. It was fantastic. But I appreciate you coming on, man. And yeah, so I actually kind of want to start the backstory with you, right?
So,
Because I did this with Chris Debow. And I want to know, how the hell did you get into Power Slap to begin with? Because everybody's road to Power Slap is completely different, right? Some people just watch and they want to compete and see where they're at. Where did you stand and how did you get into all this?
yeah. So, first of all, thank you for having me, and good to see you, Chris, once again, my man. Thanks for having me on, guys. Yeah, it was COVID hit, and not a lot was going on, so there was more downtime, and I was watching a lot of YouTube. I was watching things like the Moist Critical. Charlie, his name is. He was doing a lot of reacts to slap fighting, and got me interested in it because I did see the big Russian dumpling knock out the tattooed, blacked out eyeball guy like over and over. That was like the video, for a moment there. So that shit was crazy. And then yeah, I started watching off of Charlie, and then started getting into Slap Fight Championship, which started evolving the sport more into competition with rules in place and whatnot, and weight classes. And then I started really getting. I started watching more of like Wolverine, Darius the Destroyer, Frank the Tank, and I said, I could compete with these guys. This is something I'd be very good at. And I signed up for Slap Fight Championship, but our schedules didn't align, so I wasn't able to make it out there. But Power Slap came out around, came calling, said, the UFC and Dana White are creating a slap league. Would you like to participate? I said, let's fucking go. This is the time. And now here I am, just beat the greatest of all time, Darius the Destroyer, which was someone I looked up to. And, it's just sky's the limit right now.
Man, like I said, I was one of the people that, was like everybody else. All the naysayers, all the people were like, wow, this is barbaric. This is stupid. You guys are just getting CTE, just like everybody else, right? And I kind of understand where they're still coming from, because it's a lot of damage. You guys take a lot of damage. But everybody's different. Everybody's built different, right? Not everybody can take a punch. Not everybody can take a slap. But it's kind of grown over me on time, because you guys do have personalities. You guys are an assholes, right? And you take this sport seriously. I came to enjoy it now, and
Yeah.
I like seeing you guys compete with one another, and it's highly competitive. And a lot of you guys are not getting knocked down in the first slap. People think it's just one and done, right?
Right.
Majority of these episodes, they're not one and done. They're not.
People think we're defenseless.
Yeah, like they think that you guys have no chins. Like,
Right.
you guys can't take a hit. Like, I personally would never be able to do it, but everybody's built different. You know what I mean?
I mean, you're talking to two of probably the strongest chins in the league right now. So who perfect to talk about that then with me and Debow? Absolutely. I think Debow said he went 12 rounds. He's taken 12 shots, and I've taken 9. So, and that's only in 3 fights, and Debow in 4. What, 4 or 5? 4 fights, right?
Yeah, 4. I got set down twice in my second one, but I pushed through it, and I've learned a lot more. And all of my fights have gone to the decision. No one's knocking me out.
And how do you feel after that? You feel fine, right, Chris? No
Yeah,
damage.
I'm not one of those people popping Advils and fucking holding my head and crying about it. Like, I was just explaining to, I think, Ryan, who, like, half an hour ago or so, we were on the phone, and I was like, man, we were talking about how it doesn't hurt. Like, it's like the people who grab their face are like, like, I don't get it. It doesn't, like, there's no sting. There's like you just feel the impact. You feel the push. It feels like someone punched you in the arm, but in the face. Like you just feel the impact.
That's crazy. So you guys don't have any like after effects from getting these slaps, do you?
Other than a swollen cheek, if they got me real good.
Well, I have to be honest. I actually just yesterday I was rubbing my cheek and I actually popped in some muscles in my cheek and my smile came back. So I'm actually pretty excited. And that was actually from over a year ago. So
Wow.
so you do get, I mean, in the heavyweight division, I can say you probably are going to get damaged a lot more. But I mean, no, I mean, people hitting hard like Debow. Debow's been damaging some people. Gave, Andrew a big swole face, or I call it the pancake face. And
And then
no,
on the other end, I've been like, with my fight, like the only one where I got fucking hit like that. When Manny put me on my ass, my face was, I didn't ice it right. Like it's also a lot of recovery. If you don't take care of yourself, you will have a lot of adverse damage over time because you're getting hit really hard by another grown man in a sensitive part of your body. Like if if the blood vessels get ruptured, whatnot, your shit is swollen up like a fucking grape sack, and you don't ice it and take care of it, and that happens over and over again, there will be like long-term damage. Your cheek will look puffy. But if you take care of yourself, and also you're just a tough bastard and you don't get put on your fucking pockets every time you step on that stage, then you probably won't.
Man, that's tough. I mean, on top of taking a hit without having to just standing there in the pocket and taking it, you're also doing it on national television in front of a bajillion people, a lot of people. We're talking like if you look at the rumbles, right? They have a ton of live viewers watching at one time, like thousands, like I don't know, it was up to like 100 or 200,000 people. You know what I mean? Like watching at a time. On top of now you got Rumble, you got the Power, Road to the Title and things like that, and then the live events. Is there pressure when you're just like this is a question for both of you guys. Is there pressure when you're kind of just up there with all eyes on you, having to take a massive slap and then try to dish it back at the same time?
go ahead.
I honestly I thought there was going to be because I learned at a young age that I've got stage fright. Like I don't like performing things in front of people. Curtains open, but want to play in like fucking first grade, and I was fucking frozen in fear. I saw the people and I just froze, and I never liked it ever since. But competing in power slap, man, there was never even a thought. Like once you're waiting for your match and you're waiting to open those doors, you're just pumped. You got adrenaline going through you. I get tunnel vision. Like by the time I'm on the stage, I don't see anything but the stage. Like I can hear Bisping and I can hear people yelling and whatnot, but I'm not focusing on any of that. There's not a thought of like, oh, there's people watching me. It's just like, nah, I'm gonna fuck this guy up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say the same as Chris. It's you kind of know what you're getting into, and if you're not set at that point, and then it's then you're probably gonna mess up. So you want to be as focused as possible when you get on the stage, especially with taking the hit. Considering you don't want to be afraid. You don't want any sort of I call it the wind on the water. You don't want any ripples on your lake. So stand up there clear minded, but not being scared one bit. It just comes with the territory. But once you get into that freak out mode, it's all over. I pretty much see red. Once I do my warrior scream when I get up on there, I see spots, and then it's all over, brother. I'm in Terminator mode, and but it's going to be a lot different. Power Slap 6 with the 750 attendance, the public. So we'll see how that all plays out. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we were just talking about it. I'm very intrigued. Like, how do you feel, Ryan? Not now being able to slap in front of that many people, not in a small apex where it's just invited guests only. How's it gonna feel now that like your friends and family could come out, your fans could come out, those people can travel and now see you slap live?
Oh, such an incredible feeling, man. It's about damn time. Let's just put it that way, But you're gonna see the sport grow. it's already a rocket ship. You're just going to see turbo boosters put on there, and it's just going to be blasting off to Pluto. Pluto planet anymore? I don't know, but we're going to kick some ass, man. The live events is just going to be out of control. I'm ready for it. I was bigger than the Apex, man. I was ready to go, from the get go to be in front of a live crowd. So we're just gonna, take this. We're gonna grab the bull by the horns, and we're just gonna blast off, man. I swear to God, it's gonna be a good thing,
dude.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Definitely am. What do you think the atmosphere is gonna be a little bit different? Because I know it in the Apex, it was more of like if you guys are going up there to slap, it was basically like golf, right? Where you literally can just hear the golf swing and hit the ball, or you
the
got
pin
to hear
drop.
the slap. Yeah, exactly. Do you think the atmosphere is going to be a little bit different now that it's going to be a live audience? Like, are they good? Do you think they're going to have them? Oh, you can't say anything, you can't roar until you hear that slap, or do you think it's just going to be absolute mayhem from first slap to the last slap?
Tell him, Chris.
I honestly think people like are gonna keep with the tradition of being quiet up until the point of contact, because even if they want to scream, more than them wanting to scream or taunt us or make fun of us or cheer for us, they want to hear that slap. Like that's what everybody came for, to hear that crack and then see someone fall over. And they don't like why. I don't think anyone's going to interrupt it.
So Chris has actually been to slap events that are public, so he knows how it is for real. So
with the SFC events, it's completely different vibe. So on the off chance of like that, where you go somewhere else, man, they're cheering the entire time. They have a whole different system, whereas opposed to with Power Slap, it's not even something they tried to implement. It's just people, like golf, they got quiet. They're like, oh shit, what's about to happen? But over at the other organization, they get the crowd into it. They have everyone in the room chanting on the windup 1, 2, 3, and then they lose their shit. So it's just a completely different vibe, and I think it's going to stay consistent to where people get quiet and watch.
No, I you know what? I'm gonna differ. I think people are gonna be rowdy. I think the beers are gonna be flowing. The howler head's gonna be flowing. We know that's right. Yeah. So I think there's gonna be that one asshole, the twist his dick asshole, and he's gonna be like 1, 2, and everyone's gonna go with him, and it's just gonna be a fucking.
Oh, I mean, there's gonna be people. There's gonna be people as you wind up. Don't flinch. Like.
Cowboy, Cowboy Cerrone's going to be, he's doing that all day already. He's in the crowd saying, he called me, what the hell did he call me? Barefoot Louie or something. I was like winding up. He calls me Barefoot Louie. I'm like, what the fuck? But anyway, I think this is going to be, if we fill the house, which I'm pretty sure we are.
It's getting filled.
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest crowd in slap fight history.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wanting to try to come out there, but like I'm all over here in Orlando area. It's gonna be a little tough, but I know it's
look
gonna
up, baby. Insane. Get that kayak.com, bro. Get that flight, that hotel, bro. Boom it out. Let's go. Come on,
man. And then on top of it, like that whole week is gonna be absolutely insane in Vegas.
Yeah, Super Bowl week, Vegas is gonna be so.
You got UFC at the Apex the day after you guys perform. It's going to be absolutely insane. I don't know if Karate Combat is going on that weekend as well, but it's going to be jam-packed with events. This is going to be nuts. It's going to be absolutely nuts. And then, like I said, all those people that are there for Super Bowl, they might just come and watch you guys slap too while they're already out there. You know what I mean?
Why not?
It's going to be a party, man. Like that place is going to be rumbling and bowling. It's going to be insane. So I want to talk about, you got into Power Slap, you got a name for yourself now, you're doing all these podcasts and that. So how has your life changed so far since the start of all this?
It's gotten a lot busier, I'll tell you that. Probably a lot more stressful, but then again, I'm still working my day job, which has become more stressful. But yeah, people have been accepting. They love it. Once they find out I'm a slap fighter, they're like, oh my god, they're all mysticized about it, and it's pretty cool, man. Can't complain. But really not too much has changed. A lot more friends. I consider Debow a friend. Blackburn. I thought Blackburn was going to be here, but guess not.
I mean, we can get him on if you wanted to do it. I actually didn't want to crowd the first episode because I was kind of trying to space it a little bit so he can maybe pop on our next episode and then you can hop in the chat and you come on, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah. I mean, I got a lot more friends. I'm doing I'm doing a lot of coaching and things of that sort too through Power Slap, and it's been really cool, man. It's just a cool experience all around. I'm always about the unique type of lifestyle, so it's pretty unique. Yeah,
for me, Power Slap has built a real community, man. Like, I don't fuck with people. Like, if I'm not working, then I'm at home, and I don't talk to people. I got like 5, 6 friends, and all of them I've known for like 10+ years. And because of Power Slap, I've got like fucking 15, 20 dudes that I could call on a semi-daily basis and see what they're doing and just check on them because I genuinely want to see what's going on in their lives. It's awesome. It's just a bunch of like-minded dudes out here chasing this paper, working for fucking Dana White and living our dreams.
Yeah, I see that. You guys come out in drones. I really do. You guys support one another, and that's pretty fucking cool because while you guys are still competing against one another, right? And trying to get that championship or get that win, but you guys still support one another on podcasts or whatever guys endeavors are doing, and that's pretty damn cool because a lot of fighters and aren't like that because they want to they want to be at the top of the food chain, right? They want to be the top dog, and it's a lot harder. There's a lot more mouths to feed in the fight game, whereas you guys are a small group of guys. Granted, it's gonna grow in time. It's only 2-3 years in its existence. But you guys are close, and I think that's cool. You guys want to see others succeed, and that's not what a lot of other you don't see that.
Yeah, you don't see it a lot in the fight game. It's a lot more competitive in a business aspect where it's like it gets to the point where it's like some people you go to their gym and they won't let you go to other gyms or train with people if you go to their gym because they don't want their techniques being taught to other people who could be viewed as competition. But with us, I'll give my opponent tips before the fight because I want if you don't hit me as hard as you can and as clean as you can, I can't look good if you look bad.
That's true though.
It's true. I think there's another sense of that we're all coming up in this together. It's a new thing, a new presentation through Dana White. So I think we all have our egos to the side, and we're all trying to put this sport up and build it so that we all can get fed. We're making more money through sponsorships and getting major views. Also, I want to say thank you to Blackburn for congratulating me, and Waylon, what's up, Waylon Frost?
Are you seeing the chat? I'm not seeing any of this.
I think it's because you're on your phone. That's why.
But yeah, it's no doubt because I'm on my phone.
Yeah, I got a big screen in front of me. So
Waylon Frost is saying 2 of the baddest dudes in the slap game right there.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
That's a bad dude right there. But I think we all understand that this is a huge opportunity for us all, and it'll definitely change our lives in the long run.
Yeah, about that, right? You said you guys are still working your current 9 to 5s as of right now.
Yeah.
How do you see that changing? Like, do you see Power Slap getting to the point where you could eventually quit your 9 to 5 and do this full time?
I mean, yeah. Depending on how your performance goes and how you can carry yourself in this career, there's already guys who that's been accomplished. So I'm not going to name names so people start pocket watching, but it's 100% achievable if you're able to overcome the things that you got going on in your day to day and focus on your training and actually become the athlete that we're trying to be and represent.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it could possibly lead to bigger and better things. I mean, we have some surprises. It seems like every other event, it's a surprise coming at you. So, we're going to be traveling now. We got people coming into attendance. If Dana says we already made 450 million just by sitting at the Apex, how much is it going to be when we're
And
traveling
other
around?
people are buying tickets.
But yeah, getting some asses in those seats. So it's just going to be huge. In my time, I've already seen 3 raises, not even asking. So, and I've been since the qualifier. So I can tell you that the growth does help you in the end. So we're going to see it.
That's great to hear, because you have a lot of the outsiders that really don't know the ins and outs, like myself, because that's why I'm here asking the questions. I'm trying to bring some light into this new sport and give you guys some shine and some notoriety for what you guys are doing. And it's just like anything else. I want to learn about it. I want to know the ins and outs. And a lot of people think that you guys will never be able to do this full time. They think that you guys are making pennies to the dollar just to get slapped in the face. Is there any truth behind that, or they're just blowing smoke, just talking,
Yeah,
talking shit?
that's 100% just people who look at it and say, "Oh, they got CTE. They're only getting paid $500 for this fight." They know nothing about it. Like it's the same type of people who watch the UFC and complain when a match is mainly wrestling and full of jiu-jitsu. They're like, why don't they just stand up and hit each other? That's way better. And then Dana gives them a sport where there's no jiu-jitsu and wrestling. They just stand up and hit each other, and they hate that too. Like, you can't please people sometimes.
That's true. That's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I just think I think people just they always comment on things they don't know, and they also like to comment negatively on things they just don't even try. They for some reason they have a hive mind and they'll listen to someone else's opinion and go off that opinion. So I find that most people who have a positive opinion about Power Slap are the ones that actually watch it.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some serious growth once we go into the public. There's going to be people bringing people that haven't seen anything like this before.
Yep.
Just casually.
The live events are going to change the people's perspective so much, because if just listen to any interview where someone who's been to an event talks about it, they'll say how it changed their opinion of it. They're like, actually being there, like, at the end of the day, when I hear people saying, "Oh, we're not athletes and we're not fighters, and real fighters don't respect us, etc., this and that," we go to the Apex, we go to the PI to train and cut weight. Like, I've met a good handful of real fighters. My favorite fighter of all time, Forrest Griffin, I've talked to him every single time I'm up there for an event. He gives me advice. He's at the PI all the fucking time, and they support us. I haven't met one fighter from the UFC that, to my face, says anything negative about Power Slap or me. And what do a bunch of people online mean anything? Like,
That's true. I mean, I haven't seen much bad comments from actual fighters anymore, at least anymore. After maybe going through the motions and getting more and more involved and more eyes on the sport, I haven't seen many fighters that are really bashing it. It's just the MMA, the hardcore MMA fans that are the ones that
the community, the MMA community as a whole has always been pretty savage and critical, though.
Yes, that's true. They are.
I'm a part of some groups, some meme groups that it is immediate. There's no hesitation.
Oh yeah.
No, the Reddits get away with a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I mean, the MMA community, we're because I would say I'm a part of it. I watched MMA since I was
like I'm a fan first.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, is like I was a part of it since UFC 1 as well. I saw UFC 1 live, so I've been a fan of MMA since the Get Up. We saw that shit on a pay-per-view thing. We're like, bare knuckle, all you can, no weight classes. Like, what? My dad was like, come over, we're watching this. So we watched that. And I'm just as big as a fan as everyone else, but this is something that I'm good at. I know I can take a hit. I know I can give hits, and it's something that I want to do. I don't care what anyone else has to say about it. This is something that I want to do.
This is one of those things that not everybody can do, and that we can. And it's crazy. It's awesome.
Well, I've never seen so many people so afraid for my life. Like, I didn't know I had so many people caring about me around the world. So honestly, I'm happy to see all of what they have to say and how they care about us like that. So keep it up.
Well, at the end of the day, all publicity is good publicity because more eyes on you, more
Yes, sir.
people they're watching. At the end of the day, everybody's watching. You know what I mean? And they can say what they want to say, but they're watching at the end of the day, and that's all that you can say about it because that we forget UFC started the same exact way, right? Barbaric. It's human cockfighting. It's this. It's that, and once it started getting regulated, they got weight classes, they got actual rule sets and things of that nature. Once they started like getting it together, it became a legitimized sport, and it's on ESPN now. Look at that. MMA is on ESPN. It's one of the biggest growing sports in the world. Why can't Power Slap do the same? You know what I mean?
Oh, it will. We were actually already supposed to be on ESPN Plus, but obviously we took a different route and everything. However which way it went. Here we are on Rumble right now. But I could tell you that probably after the Rumble deal, you might see us on there.
I wouldn't doubt it. It's got to go. It's definitely going to go on to a major network, whichever one is willing to take it on, because of the numbers that are there. You know what I mean? I'm being frank, right? I've done some interviews, but my interview with my man Chris Debow over here, has given me more views than my UFC fighter interviews. I'm just being real.
He's a smart guy, so yeah.
Power Slap
So
is where it's at.
it is, man. I mean, you guys are bumping like people talk all the shit they want, right? But you guys are getting views, and no matter which way around it, you guys are getting the views. You guys are being shown out there a lot more than just some random UFC fighter. If you're not like a top UFC fighter, you kind of got to get pushed to the side. But you guys, we see your replays all over the place. They're always re-showing your replays, especially now that the sport is so new.
That's
You have all that film to go for.
yeah. That's
Absolutely.
also that's also just the market behind the sport itself. Like we're in a social media era where people have short attention spans,
Yep.
and even modern MMA fans, they like you catch them on their phones at a lot. Like I was at the UFC Austin event, and I'm watching people fight right in front of me. Beneil Dariush fighting for his life. Guy's on his phone, 3 feet away from me. Like people's attention span is so small, but with Power Slap, it's instant gratification. They're like, "Oh shit, is he gonna get knocked out?" And then 3 seconds later, you find out. Like, and then they scroll and they're gone. But they watch it. They know who. Like, they appreciate it. Love it or hate it, you're gonna see it.
That's true. I like it that way. It's quick. It's quick to the point. And then you get it over with, and then you go on to the next one, and there's no like fluffer in
Yeah, and
between.
for the people who actually can appreciate what it is, they can look at actual episodes and full live events and learn who we are. And like, it is what it is, man. Like we're growing, the sport's growing. It's a real thing. It's not a fad. It's here to stay.
Yeah, it's definitely not going anywhere. I mean, anything that Dana White picks up normally, other than Zuffa boxing, which I don't know what the fuck happened to that. Other than that, everything else that normally Dana White picks up and runs away with and really thinks it's gonna like do big things, normally does 9 out of 10 because he's not putting all his effort into something that he thinks is not gonna go anywhere.
It's,
So
it's
we're
either
only
Ryan. It was either Ryan or Dorian that was like, it's a human shootout, man. It's a modern day gunfighting."
We stole that from each other. I actually stole that from Dorian, so I'll give it to Dorian.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking true, man. Like you stand there and you just get to see who's tougher. Like there's no tricks. It's who can hit harder while getting hit. Like we take turns. I get one, you get one. That's been like you ever grow up punching your friend in the arm. I get one, you get one. Man, this is the ultimate form of that.
But
Like,
who hasn't done slap boxing while they're in high school,
yeah,
right?
but I hate when people call it slap boxing though, because this is way worse. I'd slap box if I could slap box for money. That'd be fucking dope. But this is even better, man, because I get a full one. I get to stand here and just hit you as hard as I fucking can.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But then you do one right back. It's trade. It's even. It's
majestic.
What were you saying? What were you saying, Ryan?
I forget what I was saying, but what's up, Joker Ryan Wallace? I see you in the chat, boy. I'll say hi to you. You're my boy.
What's up, boys?
Do you want to hear my theory about why Power Slap came to be?
Why?
Because it came around, like, if you think about it, it came up around when TKO Group just started being announced and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then, as you can see with the new paperwork that just came out, they were thinking about getting rid of Dana White. So I think Dana White was like, let's make a slap league. So let's make sure we're good to go, in the back, just in case.
I mean, I don't deny it. I wouldn't deny it. I mean, it's
How
another
crazy is
little wrinkle.
I-
It's another little wrinkle. You know what I mean?
I thought about that. I'm like, oh, okay. So was this a little bit of a safety plan? Like, let's start the power slap because he was so against slap fighting like before,
Really?
like literally 2 years before power slap became came into exception. He was talking shit about slap fight. So yeah, it's a crazy turnaround.
no. Hey, like most people, they don't like it at first, and then he's like, "Oh shit, this is awesome."
that was this guy right here. I'm being real. I'm gonna be around the bush about it. It was
Bro, I was
it
one of
was
those
hard
people.
to watch in the beginning. It really was.
I was one of
Yeah.
those people. I was one of those people who saw that shit. I saw some Road to the Title episodes and clips, and then I looked it up, started watching it. I was like, "Nah, I can do that," and I signed up immediately.
Yeah, but you're one of those crazy dudes, man. Like you won't catch me looking at that. I'm like, I think I could do this. This is
I
definitely
don't think
something
I
I
could
can
do it.
accomplish.
I don't think I could do it. I looked at it and I was like, "Nah, I could beat him. Like, I could get
I
that."
can beat him. No, I can do this. No, I can beat that guy. That guy on my team right now, I can definitely beat his ass.
Yeah.
But
Debo's a savage.
you guys got some other type of things going on. I can't do that.
Bro,
That's why I sit behind this camera. I talk. But
you're
you
not
don't
one of
see me
those.
getting punched or nope, none of that. I can't do
You're
it.
not one of those people who like sizes up everybody you meet.
No, hell no. No, I'm not one of those people. I don't need no confrontation in my life. I'm good.
Hey, good
You guys
for
are
you,
better than
bro.
me. You guys are
Yeah.
better than me.
Leave it to the professionals, my
Yeah,
man. We got
exactly.
you.
You know, I like to talk about it. I like to watch it. Partake in it. No other story. Like I'll train jujitsu here and there. Maybe take some boxing or kickbox or whatever, just to learn. But would I get into an actual fight? I don't think so. I'm good. I'm good behind the camera. We have Ryan Wallace saying this is the greatest sport out there, and I agree with him there. I mean, it's growing on us here. He says he appreciates it, and then that he will see you guys soon.
What do y'all think?
So,
Power
what?
slap 2029 Olympics.
Bro, I'm hoping. Dude, if that happens, I'll be so happy. I hope I'm still around.
2029. That's so soon. That's only
Hope I'm
5 years
still
away.
around, bro. Hope I'm still around. You never know what can happen.
I mean, I don't think MMA is even in the Olympics.
Dude, karate didn't make it. I was so mad.
Karate didn't make it?
No.
I don't get it though. Like the way there's so many good combat sports that should already be in the Olympics at this sport at this time.
We'll have Slapper Bowl. You know what I mean? Slapper Bowl will be our shit. So, that February 9th weekend with the Super Bowl, we'll have Slapper Bowl weekends.
No, that's gonna be good, man. I feel like I feel like Dana White's gonna kind of do something around that, like every single year. Make Super Bowl weekend have this big slap event of the year type of thing, which makes sense.
In the Sphere, let's go,
dude. And then
imagine that.
The UFC cards have just been getting better and better.
They are.
300 is getting set up to be like a dream card.
I don't know though, because Connor's not fighting. So you got to think about like who's fighting and who's not going to be fighting on that card, right? There's a lot. You already have Alexander Volkanovski's not fighting. Sean O'Malley's not fighting. Sean Strickland or Dricus Duplessis, Ilya Taporia, all like the only titles that could be on the line are the light heavyweight title, the welterweight title, which will be on the line. Leon Edwards is going to be fighting. It won't be the lightweight because it's during Ramadan, so Islam will not be fighting. John Jones won't be ready in time at heavyweight. So then you have the women's flyweight, the men's flyweight, and the women's strawweight division. That's it. That's all we're getting for 300 in terms of title fights.
Hey,
then
the little people fight so hard.
Bro, I love flyweights. That's honestly one of my favorite divisions to watch because they're super fast, they're super technical, and those dudes can probably knock me out. 1000% can knock me out. So it doesn't matter about their small stature. Those dudes pack a punch. Mighty Mouse Johnson, Davidson Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno. Those guys are legit fighters, even though they're weighing 125 pounds.
Dude,
but I mean,
so
crazy.
Jared Cannonier was a heavyweight, right?
He was the heavyweight. Yeah.
Now he's 185.
Yep. 185.
Connor is now going to be at 185.
Right. He did the complete opposite.
How is that like that? The fact that the jump where they just met at 185 is wild.
Volk was he was at heavyweight too at one time.
Yeah, he was. Dude,
Yeah,
Alex Pereira's big ass cut down to like 185.
I don't know how he did that. I don't know how he did that and was able to like fight as well as he did because he's massive. Yeah, but like how do you starve and then be able to knock out Israel Adesanya on top of it? You know what I mean? And fight as well as he did.
You got people around you to slap that sandwich out of your hand, bro. Promise you. There's people monitoring you. Some guys actually do that, man. It's crazy. For sure. Like you'll be walking in the street, you'll go to 7-Eleven, slip up, get a bag of Cheetos, and all of a sudden some dude will walk in, smack them out of your hand, and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Yeah.
And they slap them right back.
Grab them by the neck and throw them in the truck, kidnap their ass. It's real.
All right. This we got Ryan Wallace is back. He's like 2024 we rise and
slap the sandwich.
Slap that sandwich.
24 year to slap.
The year of the slap. So I mean,
dude, we picked up so much ground since last year. It's out of control, man. We're kicking ass for sure.
Like, excuse me, seeing the growth and just the effectiveness overall of like the company itself and how they have been executing these events back to back. Just from when I first started in March, because my event was like 2 days before Power Slap 1. So I got to fight and then watch Power Slap 1, and then I've been a part of it ever since. So I got to see like not the growth from the show and what they did a year prior, but just from the live events, and it's crazy. It's insane how much better they've gotten. It's every time there's an event, it's better than the last one.
This event's definitely going to be off the chain. That's Dana White's going to go all out for his first ever, live event. It's going to be absolutely insane. Probably the setup is going to be crazy. The lights, the sound system, the everything. All the marketing putting into that is going to be crazy.
I can't wait to see the stage somewhere else. Like when that table rises at a different location, it's going to be sick. And the fact that we're now able to, what is it going to be? He said by the end of 2024, we'll have 5 different states.
Really?
No, beginning of 2024. So we're going to see this soon. Yeah.
So you guys are going to go on the road more often this year.
Yeah.
So it looks like some of us won't have to go on the road, hopefully. We've all been traveling to Vegas.
Sure. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens. You never know because we got California now. We'll see about which other states we got going. So yeah, we'll see.
That's gonna be interesting. Like, how many events were all 5 events last year, or were there all of them?
It was from March up until Power Slap 5. Yeah, Power Slap 1 was in March, and then it was about a month and a half in between each event.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the beginning of March, right? That's when the Power Slap 1 was.
Yeah, like the 4th.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
Wow. So think of it this way. So let's say a month and a half, right? That's That's at least 6 to 7.
So we had a qualifier back in March 2022, which was
Okay.
that's the very very first event.
Okay.
So, but the like Chris said, the growth from these events is just it's crazy to see. The qualifier there was no rules, so seeing rules now is great. So everyone was getting away with stepping. You could step a mile long and punch someone in the face. It'd be
Yeah,
all right.
Ryan punched his first guy. They're like, no, you have to open your hand. He's like,
I poked him in the other eye. So yeah, no eyes. The no eye wolf. But yeah, I wish the stage would be smaller so we could knock the guy off the stage. That'd be great.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
What do you think about the rules though? Do you like the rule set that they have in place? Is that you think it's bulletproof at this point, or do you think there's things you could change?
No, I think right now we're growing. It's coming better each event. I think the rules are coming more and more in place. There's some rules that I think need to be looked on and need to be pressed on more, especially eye level hits, because there's been a lot of high hits to the eye that should be fouls that aren't really being called fouls. So that's something I think needs to be tweaked. But what are your thoughts on that, Debow?
man, yeah, I just don't want to get hit in the eye and it not count. And then I like how they changed it to where instead of a combination of 3 fouls, you get DQ'd. Now it's just 2 offensive fouls and you're out. But I'd like to see it instead of 3 defensive fouls, it's 2 defensive fouls as well, because you shouldn't be doing anything defensively to foul up.
Shouldn't be fouling. We're all pros here.
Yeah, exactly. So the people feel limited. They're like, oh, 2 fouls and you're gone. It's like, well, it's 3-round fight. Like, that's a lot of mess ups.
Yeah, that's true. Like, do you obviously you've had fouls against you.
Yeah,
I've
had them against me, and I've committed them and had them against me.
Did that do you think that gave your opponent any type of advantage when they perhaps got a foul but weren't called on that foul?
It's psychological. It's psychological on either point. Like on a psychological level, like I think some people just they get in their head about it either way, because your corners are going to tell you about it whether you got away with it or not. Like you can see during some events, because like Ryan said, it's not perfect. They're getting better every time at calling stuff. It's like in even in the UFC, they've had 30 years to perfect it and they're getting better, but there's missed calls because it's a human in there trying his best to watch and make sure everything's going right. And even with the slow-mo cameras that we have, which are fucking awesome, sometimes things are missed in the moment. And that's unfortunate, but they're getting better. But if someone steps or clubs and it doesn't get called, I think they might compensate for it as opposed to like them thinking they got the edge. It's like, oh, I got away with one. They're more likely to think, oh, I can't fuck up again. Like if I do that again, they're going to call it and I'm going to be in trouble. So they might like end up taking power off their shot or even missing more because they're concentrating too much.
That's true.
Yeah, they'll start thinking about the foul more than what they're doing on stage, and that'll get in their head. Because, like I said, you want to have your head clear when you're up there, because anything that creeps in, could cause you to foul, cause you to be scared of the slap, and cause you to flinch, get another flinch, which that's just causing you more pain and can cause you being more concussed, so you don't know what the hell's going on while you're up there. That's why I just think the stage should be smaller. We could just knock each other off the thing. There would be no question about who wins or loses.
So, or we could just implement a handle, so you could hold onto the handle when you hit him.
Oh my
Jesus
Lord.
Christ! That would be
like an arm wrestling.
Really trying to knock somebody out.
God damn, that's so much leverage, bro. You'd be killing someone. Their jaws be twisted. 360. Only Debow.
Ryan, I see you doing a lot of corner work, for these events. I wanted to take on. Do you like it? Is that something you love doing? Who do you also on top of that? Who do you think is the best cornerman out there right now? Do you think anybody right now on the show is great cornerman, or who's been doing it so far? or do you consider yourself the king of the cornermen as well?
Well, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I've heard from a lot of people that they wish that I was there, instead of someone else, rather, or that I'm one of the best, if not the best. But I want to see the guys do good. I don't think there is a best. I just want to see everyone do well. A little disappointed in this season. The chin like and make your cheek like an airbag comment really got me. That was one of the worst things I've ever heard, coaching wise. But yeah, I love coaching, man. I'm a natural born coach. I do it with my job. I teach people all day. I taught people in the Philippines on the job, and I'm just good at coaching. I'm very analytical. I like analyzing things so I can catch on stuff and kind of give you the rundown of why you're doing such things or why it's good to do this rather than that. And I think a lot of the guys, they listen. I've been around for quite a while. I actually, one of my flashbacks came up on my Facebook of me getting slapped back in 2014. So I've been doing this for a long, long time. Um, we're all still learning. Everything's still getting better. As you said, with the clubbing and reading fouls and seeing how the we my last match I had a computerized mouth guard in my mouth, taking analytics of how hard I was getting hit, how I was you know absorbing the impact, how my defense worked, how I was biting down, the pressure I was biting down, a lot of numbers. So, who knows what's going to come of that? Maybe new mouth guards that will assist us with not getting hurt, or who knows? So it looks like they're really working on the back end as well as the front end with the athletes and production. So you'll be seeing some cool stuff come out here soon, hopefully.
That's pretty intense. I didn't know about the mouth guards like that. That makes sense. So they can really run the numbers and see how much damage you really are taking and what could be done to really minimize that in the future. But
Yeah,
yeah,
me and Sean Strickland are the only people who have worn these mouth guards.
really.
Yeah,
Look at that.
pretty
You
cool.
have something in common with Sean Strickland.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Crazy man Sean Strickland, but
Crazy man Ryan, woo! Let's go.
Well, on that note, I'm gonna end it with this, right? Ryan, before we head out, I want you to give the fans a message that are gonna be eagerly awaiting for you to step on that stage for another Power Slap event.
Yeah, coming up, actually, I already announced that I'll be coming up on February 9th. Who's it up against? I don't know. Can't tell you. But we're going to have some fun Super Bowl weekend, or what I like to call Slapper Bowl. And we're just coming in hot, man. The year is 24. They know what time it is. The King of Kings is going to show out. It's going to give you the rage on the stage, the pain from Lorraine. Make sure you're all entertained. So make sure you tune in. Rumble live and free, 9 o'clock. And we're just going to be doing big things. I know Chris Debow is here to stay too, man. He's a star in the making, if not a star already, in my opinion. So you're just going to see some big things out of us. We're all eager to please. We're going to come out there and make sure that the fans, are on their toes when that slap goes. So make sure, like I said, you tune in, baby.
I love it. Man of very many words. Before we get out of here, my man Debow, you send it off. What we got? Send it off for us.
Like I said, man, 2024 is the year of the slap. You're going to see us fucking exponentially grow. I think these live events are going to make people fall in love with us because seeing it in person is absolutely different than just watching it on the TV. Like, I've seen it in many formats. I watch it on my phone. I've seen it on my big, nice TV. I've seen it on the big screens at the Circle Pool, and I've seen it live. And seeing it live is fucking crazy. Like, seeing your homie or just people you don't know and you just met or never even heard of go up there, you sometimes don't even know who to root for. It's fucking wild. And I think people are gonna fall in love with it.
All right, it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. And we'll be back next week. We're gonna be doing this every single week. Slap After Hours. This is our new podcast. We're getting there. We're gonna get everybody on. We want to hear from every one of you, slap contestants, all of it, and we'll be back next week. Adios. We're at it.